Yo, if you make content or are thinking about making content, watch this whole video because it could literally change your life. Because for a lot of people, they look at making content as something that's really hard, that's going to take a lot of time, and that just feels beyond their reach. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make content so easy it literally feels like cheating. Because for a long time, I had the biggest issue with making content. And it was that I didn't make any content. Because I'd have all these ideas of, oh, this is how I want to come across. I'm going to need this background. I'm going to need this effect. I'm going to need this edit. It's going to take me too long to put together, so I don't even want to do it. And maybe you feel the same way. Like if you're trying to make a business or grow a business or just go and post content because you know that linking yourself up with this global internet ecosystem is going to allow you to get whatever you want in your life. Like there's so many reasons to post content, and there's even more reasons to not post content. And that your brain is literally capable of thinking of millions of reasons why you should not post a piece of content or why you shouldn't even make one to begin with. So by watching this video, I'm going to teach you how I've dispelled all the ways in which I stop myself from making content, allowing me to grow an audience of over 100,000 people, make $10,000 months, and ultimately just have that ability to create wealth in my life, to create a difference in other people's lives, and to give me a clear path to actually getting to where I want to go in life. So let's break it down. And the first step is to allow yourself to create as soon as you have an idea. Because for the longest time, one of the biggest reasons, and when I first started making content as well, is I would have an idea for content and it would take me weeks or days or rarely even hours, and that would be good, is making a video hours after I had the idea. But now that I've grown to almost 100,000 followers and made several viral videos, what I've realized is that that moment when you initially get the idea is one of the most important times to act on. And so you have to allow yourself to realize that when you're going and having these ideas come through your head, they're your higher self going and giving you that nudge saying, hey, create this. And it's okay to not know where exactly the idea will go. For a lot of my videos, I almost never script any of them. I'm working on seeing if that will work, but I've allowed myself to begin talking, what I call opening my channel. And if you're seeing this, you have a channel as well because it's that connection from your higher self. And as you do that, you're going to find yourself going and really creating a topic and different things to talk about, different reasons why you have something to say. And what that'll do is it'll allow you to just let your content flow out of you, just like you're talking to a friend on FaceTime. Because some of the best content, it doesn't feel like really scripted. It doesn't feel overly produced. It feels just natural, like you're actually having somebody connect with you on a personal level. And so that's what you want to allow yourself to do, is you want to allow yourself to take that moment of inspiration and just create the content from that place. But now you might be asking, okay, well, how do I go and get that inspiration? How do I structure that inspiration in a way that gets views? And so the second lesson to really make content that feels so easy, that feels like cheating, is you need to be personalizing your content to the person that is watching it. Now, obviously, you put out one piece of content and it's shown to many people. But the way that you personalize it is by making it feel like it's for them. So you have to make certain assumptions, and that one assumption that will be true for most of you when you're first starting, especially if you don't know what you're doing, is that people will come to you that are facing similar problems to you. And so for a lot of my videos, I started out making videos that were tarot and spirituality based videos on guiding people on a certain topic. Now, what I would do is I would read the cards or take certain lessons from my life and ask myself, how would this be applicable if I was explaining somebody else going through the same exact lesson as me? And so what this does, it gives you pretty much both an unlimited amount of ideas and an ability to personalize it. Because let's say you have a struggle with going and being annoyed when you're late someplace. Well, you could go and make a video on that, talking to people about how you're realizing that as you allow yourself to be annoyed from a time-based thing, that you're calling more annoyance into your life. Let's say that. And it's true, actually. So we go and you make a video, be like, if you're seeing this, this is a sign to de-stress yourself by, instead of worrying about the time, by going and allowing yourself to realize that you're giving as much time as you need yourself. That time, like anything else, is a currency that you can give yourself. And so you have to allow yourself, one, to channel your higher self. Like, what is my higher self actually doing in this? Realizing that everything in your life is being created for your benefit. And then second, distill the lesson in here and contribute that lesson to other people. Because there's plenty of people that are going through the exact same struggles that you are, except they're not in the practice of regularly channeling their higher self. And this will do that for you as well. But they're also just scrolling, waiting for something in their life to happen. So you can already assume kind of some things about their life, given the fact that they're scrolling. And they're avoiding what will most likely be bringing them productivity. Now, there are productive ways to scroll. And this actually brings me to my next point, is as you're going and getting, if you're scrolling, if you see a video that you like, just allow yourself to recreate it. Because the most important thing in seeing success in content is one, consistency, because without consistency, you're not going to get better. You're not going to become more natural on camera. You're not going to gain a greater understanding of what works for you. But you're also not going to test different things. And so this is actually two separate points, but like I've know people that I've been making videos that start their videos the exact same way every time. Like, hey guys, I'm blank, or like, this is blank. And their videos are all the same, but none of them are doing very good. None of them are typically above 300 views. And so like, if you're finding yourself getting the same number of frustratingly low views, then that means you need to be experimenting. It means something is not working. And for most of you guys, this means the hook is not working. Because like what you do when you're scrolling TikTok, if you're doing it intelligently, or Instagram, is you're looking for, okay, what videos caught my eye and made me stop? And as you do that, you can literally take the hook. Like there, for example, a really popular one is it possible to blank? So like a ton of people you'll see are doing videos in a certain niche, at least of the business, like younger crowd, are doing videos of like, is it possible to blank? And it does really well. So like if you're starting your videos off with the same hook and they're never doing well, go and like one, try different hooks, because for a lot of my videos, like I've had to find out through trial and error what hooks work for me, because I'm not the biggest on copying different things. So I like to go and make my own trends. But if they're not all of them, by the way, one of my most successful videos, it was the hook was totally different from what had worked for others. Like I think I said, I'm manifesting only people in tune with the intent of the shamans of ancient Mexico. See this video? And then I got people to comment in the first like 30 seconds, I believe. And that video did like almost 1 million views on all platforms. So that's a trick, by the way. If you can get people to comment early on your video, it'll blow up, most likely. But what you're doing is like you're allowing yourself to realize what hooks are going to work for you by both taking and getting inspiration from others and just trying new things. And so like as you're personalizing it, as you're making it like, oh, you know, like people love feeling like chosen for something. People love going to be like, hey, I have 2 messages from you, from your higher self. People love like getting personalized messages. But it can also work if you're not making like spiritual content. Like if you're somebody that's always wanted to travel but has not quite had the opportunity or funds, let me break down the coolest stay that I have in Chiang Mai, Thailand. You know, like then you're still calling out your audience. You're making it personal for a group of people. Because if you try to talk to everybody, you're never going to succeed. No video has reached every single person on the algorithm, and it wouldn't even make sense. It would have to be a silent video or a video with just music, because you know, like we have language differences, we have cultural differences. But like as you find the one person that you can help, which is actually both your past self and like a collective of people, then the algorithm is going to be able to send out that video to those people. But like as you get into this habit of creating content consistently, that's what will really give you clarity. Because it's not that your content needs to be edited. It's not that your content needs to be well thought out, although that can help. It's not that you need like to have something greater than you currently are. It's just that you need to get in the habit of communicating what it is that you can offer the world, whether that's your insights, whether that's your workouts, whether that's where you're going, whether that's what you're eating. I just met some guy today that makes like $3 to $5 grand a month just posting videos of what he eats because people love it. And so you have to really decide, like, what do I want to offer yourself? But the way that that guy found out that his eating videos did well is he started posting 50 days into being homeless, just started posting whatever, and eventually saw that the videos of him going and eating things did well, what he ate as a homeless person. So he doubled down on that. And now he makes a ton of money from the Creator Rewards program. But I make a ton more teaching other people how to do it with my help. And so, by the way, if you do have an offer and you want to create an offer and you want to work with me, go click the link down below, apply to work with me, watch the video, and we'll see if you're a good fit for us to work together and for me to help you build a business that will allow you to create wealth that you can use for whatever it is that you want, that can replace your 9 to 5 and can allow you to travel and do it from anywhere while doing something you love. So if that sounds like something you want, go click the link below. But as I continued to just figure out like what works for me, like I've pivoted a lot of times. And so like and so does every successful content creator. So the way to make content so easy is that like you have to stop blocking your inspiration, because ultimately that is the biggest reason why that you are not able to create content effectively, why you don't seem to go anywhere, why you're dreading making it, is because there's been a part of you, probably like when it started when you were a child, but it's been continuing, where you went and were like told to shut off like a part of yourself. Maybe you were too extroverted. Maybe you made people, uncomfortable, or maybe people thought that you were weird. Or there's so many reasons why we can shut off this gift that we have. But you did that, and then you got more and more comfortable doing it because it was more comfortable just being the mold of being like everybody else and not being different, but like being your actual authentic, expressive self. But then as you get older, you start to realize that, well, at least I start to realize, and you're probably starting to realize too, that life isn't for you. That seemingly everybody else is just going to get you what everybody else gets, which is like a job they don't like, a lack of success on social media, and like generally like a life that doesn't seem that fulfilled and happy, although, you know, I'm somewhat removed from that at this point. But if you want to get the life that you want, though, you need to be like yourself. And you've spent a long time going and shutting off yourself, maybe numbing it through scrolling or substances or relationships. There's a lot of different vices that we can have, but those vices are all there to go and allow you to transcend them, to let yourself realize that like being yourself is actually the most exciting thing that you can do. So allow yourself to fall in love with yourself. You know, you don't need to like yourself to post content, but it does help. And I think that a lot of the dislike that we have of ourselves is contributing to like this inability to really follow through on this momentum that our higher self gives us. So in that sense, you have to like really be allowing you to have following your intuition, following these signs to be a consistent practice in your life. Because like as you trust yourself, as you become less attached to the result, and that's I guess another thing is to not be as attached to the result of like, oh, how is this video doing? For me, like my views are great indicators on like, okay, how well am I making videos? But what you really want to find important is like, how can I show up as many times as I'm setting out to reach this goal? And then like, as you do that, as you go and actually do the number of inputs that you're setting out to do, you will inevitably get better. Because there's going to be a part of you, and this still happens to me, where it's like, oh, I don't want to make videos. I don't have anything to talk about. You know, I feel tired. But then as I allow my channel to open, my higher self floods me with energy and information so that I can make videos easily. It'll happen to you too. But it requires this consistent practice. And it requires like doing it in a mode of where like, as long as I'm creating this, as long as I'm consistently making videos, I know I'm going to get better. And so when you're in that mindset, it doesn't matter how many views you're going to get. I got like, I mean, I did all right when I first started, but then it took me 4 months to go and get like 1,300 followers because I didn't know really what I was doing. And then in 1 week, I got like 8,000 followers from a viral video. But none of that really changed my business until I actually had an offer. So it's like, let yourself take the way of just discovering what works for you. Let yourself take the way of creating because you're excited to create this new chapter of your life, and maybe you're unsure of what it'll bring. Maybe you want to start a business, and again, if you want to do it as fast as possible with my help and my team's help to make a business where we've had multiple people hitting 5-figure months with our teachings, then go click the link below. You're gonna go and see if you can work with us. But ultimately, like if you don't mind taking the slow way, then just keep on creating. You know, keep on figuring out what can I offer the world that people will like, and then allow yourself to be like, hey, I just got an idea. Like the authentic energy that you will get by simply channeling those downloads will do so much better than a hook. If you seem actually excited about what you're sharing with people, that'll do so much better than like a hook that is like thought out when you don't really know what you're doing. So you have to like let that energy come in and communicate, like be in the energy that you want people to be in after seeing your video, be in the energy of being excited to be your higher self. And then as you do that, ask yourself like what, and this is the key to making a video that people will watch, because ultimately if you do want a lot of views, you have to make a video that people watch all the way through. You have to learn like what would be the best case result if somebody watched my video. And then communicate that. Be like, hey, if you actually listen to this, you are going to be able to make $10,000 a month. Or for the case of this video, you're going to be able to make videos that get you 10,000 followers pretty quickly and let you enjoy content creation, not spending 30 or more minutes. I could have put that in the intro. I made it even better. But like after you start to do this, you start to like gain the neural connections to be able to just like know what value my video or your video provides. And then from that place, be able to make a hook that people actually want to watch. But that's the real key of making successful videos, is having a good energy and then learning what value does the information that I'm providing have. And then as you just keep on doing this, you're going to notice like, oh, when I did this, this one worked better. When I did this, it did worse. And you're going to get signals from the algorithm, from the market, of what is actually good content for you to make, what people want to receive from you. And then you can continue making that. You don't have to only make that, always be experimenting, but allow yourself to do what's successful. And then if you want to make money off of it, you just go and deliver a transformation that people want. And they'll tell you what they want from you by posting content. Because you make a video on something, you'll be like, oh, this one did like 70,000 views. Wow, I should do more of that. People keep commenting, oh, teach me your special way. I want to know more. It's like, okay, hey, I've decided to do a program. You know, and you're going to need to learn certain skills. And you know by now you can click the link below if you want to learn them. But it's really about deciding that you're going to make this shift and letting it be easy. Because when you make content easy, when you realize like, hey, I actually can just show up, talk about something that I'm passionate about, put a little caption above my head, and then put captions below it, that's the cheat code right there. That's literally how you make it really easy. You speak about something, in the way that we've talked about. You go and put a text hook above your head that's going to communicate what is the value of watching this video, like slightly different than the hook. Then you're going to put on captions. And then as long as you like have a good sound quality, have a good image quality, it just can be used on your phone, then your video more than likely is going to be successful. But it'll be successful to the amount that you allow yourself to really bring the best out of yourself, to bring the juiciest teachings, to bring the most exciting knowledges. And it doesn't have to be like put pressure on yourself. You have to like be in this mindset of being actually excited to share what it is that you're learning, what it is that you're creating. That'll be natural. So really don't overthink making videos, because as you get going, you're going to practice more. You're going to be consistent. You're going to learn what works. You can double down on it. And eventually you can go and get to thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of followers, depending on how seriously that you take this. But you got to let it be easy, because that's how you stay inspired. That's how I stay inspired. That's how my clients stay inspired. It's like, hey, when you feel resistance to it, that's a sign that you're putting too many obstacles in front of your path. So slim it down. Like once you have success with the bare bones style of content, you can go and look to other things. But don't think that you need to be like your favorite Instagrammer or TikToker and like their shot quality and their edits in order to make videos. You don't. Because the real value is you. It's your own alchemical ability to transform what you encounter with. So go type alchemy in the comments. You want to just remember that making content is easy when you let yourself be the alchemical being that you are. And if you want help with all of this, to go and get my personal help to build your business, post content easily, and have a life of freedom while doing so, go click the link below. I'm an Alchemy, and aloha.